Hello, everybody. We are live and welcome to JVology's Partner Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Krista Inakovsky, and today I'm introducing you to Matt Travis. And Matt and I have got a lot in common and a lot we're going to be chatting about. And if you think that your health and how you live your life is important, he's going to let you know it is incredibly important and give you some great ways how to take action and really follow through in a way that's going to help you feel great. And isn't that what it's all about, Matt?
Absolutely. Sustainability. That's the key to the puzzle right there, for sure.
Oh, yes. Sustainability. So before we jump in to letting Matt tell us what he's up to today, I just wanted to introduce him. Matt is a rapid transformation hypnotherapist. He has a master's in health and PE, a certified functional strength coach, certified precision nutrition pro coach, certified wild fit coach. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. An FMS certified and a non-stop lifelong learner. He runs a company called The Potential You to help entrepreneurs transform their subconscious mind, health, and business habits to ensure sustainability growth as they evolve from six figures and beyond. So welcome, Matt. Great to have you here on the show.
I'm so excited to be here. I mean, I just love this community so much, and it's been such a pleasure to see how it's evolved over the past 2 months just being in here. So I'm very excited to be here. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You jumped right in and jumped into Mastery, which is now Flow. So you've got a lot ahead for you over the next year as far as support and growth and opportunities to get your message at Potential You out to the world.
Yeah.
I always love to hear how you got what happened in your life to get you into the business that you're doing. And I know that you're really passionate about what you do. So share with us a bit about what was going on in your life.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like myself turn their pain into their path, right? So ultimately, I was trying to be a full-time teacher and run a fitness facility, and I was a technician, I would say. If you've ever read the E-Myth, I was a technician, and I didn't know how to necessarily run a business. I didn't know how to build it and sustain it and create systems and all of those things. And as I was trying to do all of that and also get my master's and, we had our first child, I was just trying to do it all at the same time. And unfortunately, while I was trying to serve everybody else, I was putting my own health and well-being and lifestyle just kind of on the back burner. And it really came down to this. That was just my habits, right? Those were my subconscious habits that I had. Growing up, I've always just been everybody else first, right? Focus on all these other people. And I know anybody that are parents out there or entrepreneurs, when you're trying to build your business, kind of that's just what happens to a lot of people. So I was getting
everything out there for everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a young, healthy, strong guy who's into fitness. You would think that, well, I can kind of muscle through it. And
absolutely. Yeah. And it was the type of thing where, being a health professional, you should be able to do it yourself. Right. And yet it was that value was dropping lower and lower for me personally. And, I was getting sinus infections. Doctors were giving me antibiotics, and it destroyed my gut health is what it really came down to. So I had to change things up massively. And I had to really step into focusing on putting my own oxygen mask on first and really helping myself become the leader that I wanted to be, that I am for everybody else, right? So I needed to lead myself better and be a good receiver as well as, as a giver. So what it came down to was I destroyed my health, my lifestyle, well-being in this first business. And I was like, you know what? I don't want other, entrepreneurs to do the same thing that I did when I was building my first business. So when I stepped into the Potential You, I was like, it started with fitness, and then I was like, no, nutrition's the thing. Oh, it's got to be mindset. So I jumped into all those programs. But when I came across the subconscious and I really started to understand identity, values, beliefs, and standards, and at a core level, how we show up as human beings, then I was really able to help people step out of the old predictable patterns that they were running on a regular basis and step into a new identity and new subconscious habits that were finally actually going to serve them to sustain the business that they built, right? To sustain all of the things that they have going for themselves so they don't fall to the bottom of their to-do list.
Yeah, I love that, because when you get to the core, like you're talking about, and making those subconscious behavior changes, then the what you do is you can stick with it. It's
Absolutely.
not trying to, it's got to be the fitness routine. Let me follow the schedule. Let me follow the checklist on my diet. Let me follow, because then it's just tactical, and it's so easy to fall off of it because you haven't done the inner work first.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I mean, I've worked with thousands of people and a lot of the early days, it was like helping people release weight, and it would always go back. Right. And I was like, okay, well then it must be nutrition. And I was like, nope, it's, and then I was like, all right, maybe it's their mindset. Right. But let's be honest, folks, if motivation worked, everybody would be healthy, happy, and successful. So it's definitely a deeper level of that. And when I got the understanding around that, it opened up massive doors. And it's interesting how this was, I think, the most interesting part of my whole evolution of this business was how similar it is helping people improve their health and well-being and their business, because it's kind of like we run the business of ourselves as well as running the business of our business, right? Like we have to run both successfully in order to, because your business is an outward reflection of your inner self. So when we start doing that for ourselves, it actually starts to reflect in business. So I found a lot of my members, we could teach them strategies in both health and business, but it won't matter until they get the unconscious stuff that basically the root at what we teach. If they get that, then it all starts to line up. Right?
Yes, I find that doing that work allows you to be a better decision maker. You have your mind is much clearer on what you want. And of course, your energy level is there, and you're more alert and alive. And we also create from a positive state of being. That was a lot of fun. We create from a positive state and not from a depleted state. And I feel, and that maybe what you were experiencing in your story that you were sharing with us, Matt, is when you're in that level where you're just pushing and you're trying to force to create the business that you want. And it just doesn't, you're not going to get the results that you want.
Yeah, you can't force it. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do when they're trying to achieve a goal, right? They're trying to force this rather than become it, right? It has to be a be, do, have situation rather than a have, do, be, right? A lot of people are trying to have more money, have more health, have more, members in their business, have more, success. And then they're like, then I'll do these things and then I'll be successful. But it has to be the other way around. And I suffered not knowing that. So really the biggest thing is I love being able to help entrepreneurs and really just anybody understand that it has to start at a being level, right? It has to start from the inside out. And that's how real transformation happens. That's when we get rid of all the diets and the crazy exercise programs and the crazy business, the clicking on a million funnels and trying to get the next business strategy. Then we start playing at a level where we are being the person that's going to attract what we really want. And that's that next level. So I ultimately created a workshop to support that process for people. So I could give them that understanding that we don't get what we want. We get our subconscious habits and our identities. So I created a workshop. Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. But I didn't know that when I was coming up. So it's helpful for people to understand that.
Yeah, I wanted to, there are people that are watching, some people are like, they totally get it. Others go, okay, I get the idea of it, but I don't really quite understand how to live the difference from what you're saying, because it can seem very like semantics or like inside outside. So tell us about the workshop that you've created that helps people really understand and be able to draw this into their own life.
Yeah, so we focus on the brain-based components of change. Instead of trying to, any of you have ever tried to brain battle your change, right? You're like, I don't want to eat the pizza. And then you eat the pizza, right?
You
Or
picture like the model that you want to look like on the fridge. It's like, I can't do it.
Exactly. So a lot of people try to brain battle it and then they give in, right? They watch Netflix instead of connecting with people in their business. They do this instead of that, right? So instead of brain battling it, it's all about teaching people how to actually shift their subconscious habits. And we do that in the Empowered Entrepreneur Life Workshop through teaching people about their mind and how it really works, right? And it starts with from a thinking standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And our thoughts create our feelings, right? And then our feelings ultimately start to impact our actions, and our actions impact our results. And our results feed back into our identity. And it really starts that full feedback loop, that full loop that starts to make us either it makes or breaks our success, right? Because at a thinker level, right, if we start to change our thoughts, we're going to have different feelings. Now, that's very tricky. So that's why we take 5 days to break it down in these different 5 areas. So we go into the mind. We teach the brain-based way to actually transform, either add or subtract habits. And then we talk about the body, how to transform by either adding or subtracting a habit, and the best way to do that at a brain-based level. We do the same thing on day 3 for your business. Then the 4th day is a big one, which is all about environment. It's about really making sure that your environment, what you're taking in, from an external standpoint, is not making things more hard for you, right? Like it's removing that resistance. And then the last day is probably my favorite. It's all about leadership, and not just leading others, but really leading yourself so that you can be a better leader for others.
Well, that's a really comprehensive program that you put together. I can see how it helps people through what you need to get to the end. And I know, because I do this work too, it has a great introduction. And then it has to go into, like you talked about sustainability. How do we really break that down? And I just like to share with people, don't expect, it's not something you just learn and like, okay, I learned it, now I know it. There's a difference between learning it and then taking the time for your programs to shift, to really live it, to be patient going into this type of training.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of times when we do workshops and we do, we download free things and we do these things, we get a dopamine hit, right? We get this excitement that we have, we've done it, right? We're there, we're going to get the solutions. And like I said, like we have programming for some of us. It's been our whole lives, right? So it takes a little while to unwind that. And it's all about getting that foundational base first, though, so that you know what you need to be doing, right? And it's not necessarily about the doing; it's about the being. And we go into that at a deep level in the workshop. So if you feel like that's gonna be something that you need in your mind and in your life and in your business, it's absolutely for you, for sure.
Well, great. So Matt, do you have a way that we have people here that want to JV with you, do you have a JV link you can share, and or the workshop link, which you can put in the comments after we're done if you like?
Yep, absolutely. So what I'll do is if you would like to be a JV partner and you feel like this really aligns with, if you work with other entrepreneurs and this aligns with you and you feel like the people that you serve could really benefit from this, then this would be a great JV partnership. And I will drop the link in the comments, as well as a time if you'd like to set it up with me, just to have a bigger conversation around it, of whether we're a good fit or not. And if you feel like you just need to do this personally, I will also put just a link to the workshop in the comments so that you can jump in and come along for the ride.
Awesome. That I really appreciate what you're doing. Any last thoughts? What are you most excited about when you get a new group of people in to do the workshop?
Yeah, I love the potential of what it is, right? I think I really named my company The Potential You because we all have so much potential inside of us. But the thing is, in the workshop, we give knowledge, right? And knowledge is only potential power. It's the action and the being that creates that actual new you, right? The new you that's going to help you. It's becoming that new person that's going to that your dreams require, really, is what it is. And I love helping people reach that pinnacle and break through those pieces of the puzzle for themselves. So I am super excited to show up and serve people at a massive level on those 5 days, and it starts on May 17th, so about two-ish weeks away.
All right, fantastic. So if you're watching the replay, leave us some comments, grab those links, JV with Matt, or join the workshop. And it's been a real pleasure to hang out with you today. Appreciate you sharing your wisdom with all of us. Hey, I want everyone to reach their fullest, highest potential. And I know that JVology is full of people who have a big message to get out to the world. And managing your health and your well-being is a vital, vital part of that for anyone.
Absolutely.
And everyone in that leadership space, to help others be that very best of yourself. And then you'll be more than you expected.
Well, thank you so much for all your time, Krista.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time on the JVology Partner Spotlight Show.